Hi everyone, book club number 41, Radical Awakening. I'm going to do these book clubs till number probably 52 because they're 52 weeks in the year, so we've got another 12 to go, and then I will be on to new projects. So 12 more book clubs to go. We are now at 41, so 11 more to go, and I'm going to talk about love today. And self-love, other love, the meaning of love. I talk about it a lot in this book. If you've read it, tell us how you're feeling about it. Share with us your big ahas. And Halima has just bought the book. Can't wait to read it. Can't wait to have you read it either. This is book club number 41, Zarina. Time does fly, doesn't it? Doesn't it? So I have a massive 50% off sale right now on all my courses. I encourage you to check them out. Go to my website, drshefali.com. Hi, Joseph. Go to drshefali.com and go to courses, 50% off. Also, the doors to my coaching institute are officially open for my next cohort starting in September. If you want to be a coach, if you want to do this work and help humanity, help people, learn how to do this work on yourself in a deeper way. If you're looking for a new purpose, if you want to work with parents, whether you're a parent or not, but you understand the power of this work, you can apply to my coaching institute and become a certified conscious parenting coach. I have people from all over the world. I have hundreds already certified doing the work out there. It's a phenomenal community. It's a phenomenal program. It's 5 months online. It'll change your life. That's all I'm going to say about it. If you want to explore it, go to my website, go to Institute and check it out. I'm taking applications right now. So go there, apply. There's a prerequisite course, which is 50% off. Take it and evolve, and you will have a sense of purpose. If you're feeling it in the now, act on it right now. Okay, so Farzeen Patel says, I love my work as a coach. It's life-changing. She's a coach. So she's certified herself in my coaching institute. So, and we have hundreds of others. Duerana says, my life has changed from reading the book. It has helped me with my physical health. Love from Christina, New York City. Oh, that is awesome. Your book has been chosen for my book club, reading it for the second time. I love it. Okay, guys, so all my courses, 50% off. If you're interested in becoming a conscious parenting coach to have a new sense of purpose from your home, go check out my institute and maybe you'll be part of my next cohort. Maybe. Okay, hey, Khani. Okay, let's begin. Let's talk about love and what it means. So, when I was on the Oprah show, I think in 2016, I said, love without consciousness is need, possession, and control. And she was like, that's a tweetable moment. So that stayed in my head. Otherwise, I always forget what I say. So I remember what I said because she made such a big deal out of it. But I think it's really powerful, you know, and that's when I began to really formulate my ideas around what I call transcendent love and all the other kinds of love, which shouldn't actually be called love because they're not love, they're need, possession, and control. So let's call it, I was in need, I was in possession, I was in control, aka I was in attachment. So I write about how in my story, I began to realize that until I began to awaken and until I began to really love myself, I was just in attachment relationships. I was just in need. I was just I was just asleep. I was like, oh, I think I love this person and they love me. So when clients come to me and they go, I'm in love and I go, let's stop for a moment and take a deep breath, okay? Because we all like to be in the idea of love. We love the idea of love. But love, the way it is conjured right now, the way it is understood right now, is just an idea. It's an idea. Because true love has nothing to do with what crap we're doing right now. True love is something else. Okay? So let's talk about what is love not, before we talk about what is love. Right? So love is not what we're seeing right now, which is our own self unactualized. If our own self is not yet in power, how can we expect love for the other to be in blossom? Understand? So in truth, because all of us, for the most part, are asleep for the most part, we are not in love with ourselves. Therefore, please don't say you're in love with anyone else. It's just logical, no? It's logical. How can you denigrate yourself? How can you not like yourself? How can you absolutely be in denial of your own self and have the audacity to say you love anyone else? You understand? It doesn't go. Yet we're all saying it. And we're saying it to our children. We're saying it to our partners. Now, what we are really saying is, I don't know who you are and I don't know who I am, but I'm going to act like I do, and I'm going to pretend like I do, and I'm going to act like I love you when I don't even love myself. So when we are getting married, that's what we should say. I don't know, but it sounds really nice because I've seen it in the movies. So let's pretend I know who I am and I know who you are, and I'm going to pretend that I love you because I'm going to pretend I love myself. Right? That's all I'm saying. If you're going to say rubbish, then just say you're saying rubbish and then say it happily. But let's not pretend with a serious face that we are loving anyone when we're not loving ourselves. So all we can say, hello everybody, thank you for coming to my wedding. I have decided to love this person, whoever the person is, Phil, Dave, Sam, or Samantha. But in truth, everybody, I really don't even know who I am. I don't even know what I'm doing here. I don't even know whether I even like myself, but I think I love him. Okay, let's get married. No? So it's such rubbish. So I at this age, me, myself, Shefali, I can't take all this rubbish. I have to call the bullshit for the bullshit. At this stage of the game, it's just so hilarious to me that I just laugh. But I'm trying to help people to not be under the illusion, because then when at least he should be rich or she should be rich. I agree. At least something. But then when they fall out of love, you're devastated. Oh my goodness. I loved you. No, you didn't. You didn't know yourself. End of story. So if you are a parent right now and you have a young kid and they even dare to say that they're going to get married one day, and you like a fool go, oh my goodness, that'll make me so happy. I'll pay for the wedding. I'll buy all the flowers. Then fool to fool are having a conversation. Okay? If you heard any of my talks, when your kid says, I want to get married, you have to roll your eyes and go, First make your bed. First clean up behind yourself, and first know who you are, please. And then we'll talk, come back to me then. Anyway, you can do whatever you want. Don't look at me to pay the bill. We got to stop perpetuating this fantasy of princes coming down on these horses and these princesses getting rescued. Whether you're straight or gay. It's romanticism born out of a feeling that you are very special. Never mind that everybody's relationship, including marriages, are 60% failing, but you must think you're very special. Because you're getting into an airplane that has a 60% chance of crashing. But you're like, no, I'm going to do it. Because I'm so special that this person is never going to ever not want to be with me. Right? So it is born out of a delusion of specialness. Okay? And I always say, you are unique because no one has your nose and your skin and your eyes in the same way that you do. So you're very unique. But you're not special. Okay? Snap out of it, baby. You're not special. Every day I say to myself, when I'm in a mopey state where I go, why me? Why me? Then I give myself a nice spiritual slap. And I wake up and I go, sweetheart, you're not special. Okay, so why you? Because why not you? Who said you are one of the chosen people where God will skip you? This ain't Passover, honey. This is real life. So you're not special, and get with the program and accept who you are and deal with your isness. Okay? It's not something happening just to you. Everybody has their own crap, to put it mildly. So if you're under the delusion that only you have it bad, it's your delusion of specialness that is bursting. Okay, so because you don't love yourself, you cannot love anyone else. End of story. So, what is love? Love is true understanding of the self. Love is true understanding of the impermanence of the self. Love is true understanding of the fragility of the self. And love is true understanding of the emptiness of the self. When you understand that you are not an I, an identity, that you are energy, effervescence, evanescence beyond the identity of I, when you love yourself so much that you are beyond your own ego, then maybe you have the chance to love someone beyond their ego. Now that is transcendent love, yes? What I call transcendent love, because you're loving beyond, you're transcending beyond the ego. I have a course called Free to Be. It's on love and relationships. It's 50% off. If you want to delve deeper into relationships, take that course. It's called Free to Be. Why did I call it Free to Be? Because that is transcendent love. Yes, when you are free to be. But you know what those words mean? They sound lovely. Let me deconstruct. Free. Do you know that no one is free? Because everyone is attached to their ego and to the ego of culture. So right there you are attached to your identity of your identification. So you're not free. To be. No one is being. Even the laziest person is not being. They're just lazy. Being. To be in the being state means to not be in the doing state, to not be in the egoic state of mind. Mind meaning a sleep mind. To be is to be present, to be here, to be full, to be awake. Free to be. It sounds like, oh, let's go smoke some pot. No. Free to be is like the highest thing you can do. So transcendent love that I talk about in the book and in the course is love that is free of the identification to the ego, which is no one's real love to the self, and therefore no real love to the other. So most people are in relationships because of ego, because of need, because of possession, because of control, because they are themselves controlled by their own ego. They are possessed by their own identifications. They are controlled by their own small I, egoic I. So because they are in this enmeshed, dominating, oppressive relationship with their own ego, where they haven't transcended their own ego, they cannot be in a state of transcendent love towards themselves, and therefore they cannot be in transcendent love to the other. So their relationship to their ego is their relationship to the other, right? And that's why relationships are a mess. I was in a relationship once where the person kept saying, I love you, I'm so in love with you. And I was like, no, sorry to say, you are in need of me. I could see it so clearly. And they got very upset because I was insulting their love. And I said, I'm not insulting your love. I can just see it so clearly. You're not in love with me. You are in need of me, in desire to possess me, in desire to control me, right? So most of us are like that, okay? So not just this person in my life. Most of us are in relationships with others because we are in relationship with our ego. Therefore, we're in relationship with the ego of the relationship. You understand what I'm saying? It's a little bit esoteric, but it makes perfect sense to me. So this is really hard, guys, because the idea of love has been sold cheaply. So everyone thinks they can buy it. That you can buy love in the marketplace. You can feel horny for someone and call it love. You can feel sexuality, to chemistry towards someone and go, I love the person. Or you can just feel yourself with the person. Just because you feel yourself, you're like, oh, I love the person. No, love is not that cheap, guys. Okay? But it's bandied about and thrown about like, even raindrops are more expensive. Even pollution is more precious than the way love is thrown about. Okay? So when you see two people in the early parts of their relationship fully like, oh my goodness, I love this person. Oh my goodness, no, you don't. You don't. Because all you are doing is finding missing pieces in the other and thinking it's you, and you're liking the parts of you that you don't have in the other, and you're thinking it's you. When two people have done the work, what does that mean? That they have really, really done this inner work to transcend their own relationship to their own ego. And they have been in battle and in negotiation and in agreement and in relationship with their own ego for so long that they know their ego so well that they can transcend their ego. Not that they can be fully rid of the ego, no one can. That they can get out of the enmeshment with the ego. Now there's a possibility that they can see the other for who the other is. Most of us are not even seeing the other for who the other is. Please, please, please take it from me. You're not seeing the other for who the other is. You're not even listening to the other. You can't even hear the other. Because you don't hear yourself. Because you're not in relationship to yourself. This is just basic. It's true. I see it all the time. I have been in relationships where I could tell, I used to do this to the other person. Hello, I'm here. Not your projection. I'm a real person. Can you see me? And you felt like that. You've been in relationships where you know you're not being seen. And they're not seeing you, and then you're not seeing them. Right? Because if you're in a relationship where you're not being seen and you're staying, then you're not seeing that they're not seeing you. So, the only way for any of this, what are the odds of one transcending human to connect with another who's transcended and marrying them? Well, let me tell you, two transcendent human beings will not get married, sorry to say. They won't get legally married. Because transcendence means to transcend the egoic constraints of culture. And marriage as an institution is a contract that is born out of fear. And you don't need a marital contract if you're in a transcendent relationship. Why do you need a contract? It's a transcendent relationship. It is transcendent love. It is transcendent connection. And I wouldn't even be able to use the word love for that, because the word love has been polluted so much in the egoic realm that that's like so contaminated, right? So I don't know what to call it. Wholeness to wholeness, transcendent love maybe, or connection, or just, it doesn't even matter. Because when you get to that level, you don't need to explain. You don't need to reduce it into words. So Becky asked, so you don't believe in marriage? No, I don't believe. I've had this discussion before in another book club. I choose not to believe in anything, because believing is an artifact and an artifice of human construction. I don't need to believe. And marriage is nothing to believe in marriage. It's an institution. So do I want to get into the institution or not? It's a choice, but I don't believe in it or not. An institution is not something you need to believe in or not. It's just it's a choice. You make a choice. It's like saying, do you believe in gravity? I don't have to believe in gravity. It is what it is. An institution is something that is totally constructed. So it's like, oh, do you believe dragonflies can grant you wishes? It's like asking me that. Do you believe dragonflies can grant wishes and read your mind? And I'm like, you can make a choice to believe that. You can make a choice to do anything, So it's very fascinating when people haven't understood that marriage is an institution. Marriage is a man-made construction. So is the idea of love. Tomorrow I can talk about marriage, but the idea of love is, how do we thrive and survive in a society if there's no marriage? There was no marriage before 10,000 years ago. Marriage is only here 10,000 years ago. And there were Homo sapiens 290,000 years in the making. We are just very new. It's all new. You believe in marriage because you've been told to believe in marriage. You don't know how else culture can, what other configurations can be there. You think this is the only thing. It's not. There's lots of other ways we could have been, but now it's impossible to even think of it because we are beholden to the idea of marriage. We think it's sanctified. We think it's going to take us to the pearly gates of heaven. So it's all an institution, guys. It's all a conditioning. You've believed it. You've chosen it. No big deal. Just know what you're doing. That you've chosen to believe that dragonflies have special powers. You know, it's like that. Marriage is just an institution created by man. It's nothing else, you know. So there are many ways to live without getting married. Trust me. I raised my daughter without religion. I raised myself without religion. So people say, how did you raise yourself without religion? Because I was never raised in a religious family. So there you go. Some of you may not like me anymore, but it is what it is. You know, I don't need to have constructs to believe in because I evolve in the understanding of what is in nature, what is with my eyes, what is here, not ideas. So love is polluted in today's culture. Most of us are not in love, are not in transcendence. We are deeply attached to our ego, to need, fear, impoverishment, possession, and control. And because we are yet mired in our own ideas of neediness, possession, and control, we cannot see the other for who the other is. Wearing clothes is an institution created by man. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You are right. Wearing clothes, all of this that we see, right? Now, if you say don't wear clothes, I'll be like, I don't know. I like some of it. You know, some of it keeps me physically safe. So I understand physical endurance, but mental attachments, I try to limit it. Already I'm doing a lot of physical attachments. I agree. I live in a house that has a heater. Yes, I have decided to take the physical parts that I like. But the mental parts, no thank you. You know, I'm not adding bullshit in my life. So I'm, if anything, taking it away. Okay, what has been put that is completely optional? You know, take out all the optional stuff, at least so your mind is clear and your mind is unpolluted. Right, there are things we develop because we needed to survive as human species. No, because the human mind is so creative. It created fire, then it created storage, then it created, you know, things to cut wood. It was a natural evolution of our clever mind, but our mind doesn't know when to stop. Our mind is now a destructive mind. It has gone way beyond where it should have gone, right? So creativity and destructivity are twins. You have to be very careful which side of the coin you're in. And we are on the side of the coin of destructivity, no more creativity. So anyway, hey, Matt Anderson, if you're the same Matt Anderson that I think you are. Okay, here we're talking about my book. We just talked about love and that our ideas of love are polluted, immature, infantile, and all wrong, based really in fear. And we don't know love because we don't know love for ourselves. So as long as we don't know love for ourselves, we will never know love for another. So thank you guys for listening. So many questions. Read the book, guys. There's a lot in the book. Page by page is loaded. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you when I see you for the next book club. Bye, guys. I agree, but ouch. I know, I think I've ouched you enough, so that's why I'm going to zip it and just let you percolate and not piss more of you off. I've done that in my book. Bye, guys.